Hi, I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ryan, and we are excited to be your host for Alpha here at CA Church again this fall.
Ryan and I are so passionate about Alpha because it's how each of us met Jesus. We've also seen so many lives transformed through the Alpha program. And yet we're talking the other night about why we still struggle sometimes to invite people to Alpha.
I think one of the biggest hangups for me is that I assume they're not going to be interested, that they'll never become a believer.
I also think we worry that if we invite that friend or neighbor to Alpha, they're going to feel like a project to us, or that we're bringing some agenda to the table or into the relationship. But this is also what I love about Alpha. We purposely train our table hosts that their primary job is to make each and every person feel valued, appreciated, and safe to share openly. The table host role is not to teach or correct anyone or to convince anyone of anything.
That's right, at Alpha we want the videos to do the teaching. So the conversation around the dinner table is about building relationships, about loving and serving one another just like Jesus would.
And I think we often forget that it's actually not our job to convince people to follow Jesus anyway. That's a supernatural work that only God can do in people's hearts. Our job is to simply point them to the truth of Jesus through both our actions and through our words. And we have to remember that God is already at work all around us, preparing people's hearts to receive Him. He's simply inviting us to join Him in what He's already doing.
And when Michelle and I have invited friends to Alpha in the past, we simply ask them if they'd be interested in coming to Alpha where they can learn more about what we believe. At the same time, they can share more about their own beliefs. As a bonus, we let them know that we get to have dinner together every week for 10 weeks.
With free babysitting.
Yeah, free food.
But before we invite people to join us, we pray. We ask God to show us who He wants us to invite to Alpha, and we pray for their willingness and availability. And then we leave their response in God's hands.
And this is what we want to encourage you to do. Ask God to open your eyes to the people around you that He's already begun to work in. Remember that by inviting people to Alpha, you're simply opening the door to have conversations about faith and life and allowing them intentional space to think about what they actually believe.
And finally, trust that it's God who does the supernatural work of transforming hearts. Our job is just to point them to Him. So start praying and invite that person God puts on your heart to join you for Alpha starting Wednesday, October 2nd. And then sign you and your guest up at cachurch.info so we know you're coming.